We all love the sound of money, and a $1,500 sign-on bonus sounds even better. That's right, Belicio Foods of Jackson is offering a $1,500 sign-on bonus to new employees. Receive an extra $100 your first 6 weeks, then $400 after day 90, and $500 after day 180. Don't wait. Apply online at beliciofoods.com/careers today. That's beliciofoods.com/careers. Come work for a company who truly values their employees. Come work for Belicio Foods.
Show some love for the graduating seniors in your life with custom-made gear from Zip Printing in Jackson. Yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, and more. Zip Printing can do it all. Visit yourtotalmedia.shop to browse all of Zip's gear to show your school spirit for the class of 22. Zip also has everything you need for graduation parties like custom photo cards, invitations, and napkins. Call 740-286-3023 or find them on Facebook at Zip Printing Signs and Marketing.
Well, good morning, everyone. Happy Monday, and welcome to another edition of the morning show right here on Main Street TV. Of course, Jennifer here to start off your week, your work week, with a beautiful weather forecast and a fun guest from Oak Hill. And so welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah, we're so happy to have you here. And this is James Chambers. And tell everyone a little bit about who you're representing today.
Yeah, I'm here for the Oak Hill Recreation League Incorporated. We're hosting a 5K this weekend as a fundraiser for the rec league. So I'm here just kind of trying to get the word out to draw more people in. You know, if people are interested, it's a 5K run walk. So
yeah, and it's all to, help the kids out, which is a great thing.
All money goes back to them.
There you go. So it's all a good cause. So let's talk for a minute, back up about the Oak Hill Recreation League. How did it get started? What is it exactly?
It's been around for years. We reorganized this year. We've actually got a board in place, to kind of help run things. We run all the youth sports. We've got baseball, softball, soccer. We're in our second year of soccer through the program this year, and it's going really well. We've got the Pee Wee football. Talking about adding a few sports later on, but, we're trying to stick with what we got for now, get things running well. But our baseball and softball is doing real well this year. I think we've got 160 some kids involved this year.
Wow.
So our numbers are up, and we're really proud of that.
And you were talking about the fact that at one point there was kind of one person that took on this recreation league and whatever. And that could just pretty much be it would be a full-time job plus. So then you guys, some other people stepped in and reorganized. So that's a fantastic thing. So how is the rec league run? Do you need volunteers? Do you need board members? Tell us a little bit about going from one person kind of running the whole thing to where you're at today.
Of course, all your volunteers, the board itself, it's everything's volunteer. We've got a 5-person board this year. We've got a president, Mr. Corey Ruby, myself, I'm the vice president. We've got a communications person, Maria Bartels, secretary, Lindsay Lester, and Jeff Heft is our treasurer.
Okay.
So, between the 5 of us, we kind of restarted almost, got everything going in the right direction.
Okay.
We took applications for sports reps, kind of like your baseball and football commissioners in the professional leagues. We got sports reps.
You guys are like the real deal, man.
We're trying to be. We're trying to be. But, we're trying to take so much of a load off one person,
Sure.
We've got our sports reps in place, and they take care of the coaching there and getting everything organized. And then we take care of, if you want to say, the business side of things. So.
Well, that makes sense. And, listen, our kids need fun things to do, and they need to learn, and they want to learn. So these little kid rec leagues are where they get that foundation. It's so very important. And I think a lot of people don't realize, this is where you get the foundation for the rest of your sports life or any part of your life. Honestly, you learn your competitive spirit, you learn to be organized, you learn, to follow plays and all of that stuff. So, it's really good for these kids, and they need the opportunity. So thank you for what you're doing.
Yeah, thank you guys for having us. We're kind of like you said, it's more than just sports. The sports is kind of the thing that sticks out and everyone notices. But, if anyone that has played sports before, it's more than just a sport. It's the teamwork, the the special bonds you make. It's more than the sport, but everyone on the outside usually just sees the sport outcome part of it. So, make better people, most of the time.
That's right. And, we were talking with some of the kids from Vinton County the other day. They came in and they were just talking about, it was the Queens, and they were talking about how, maybe I wouldn't have known this person had I not done that. And sports brings kids together too that might not necessarily be from the same walks of life, or that maybe their paths wouldn't have crossed otherwise. And it's such a good thing that they can bond. And, a teammate, man, you don't mess with your teammates.
Nope. And it's just like brothers and sisters out there, really.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, we're really happy and excited. I mean, we've had a big outpouring of sponsorships. I mean, we've really been overwhelmed with sponsorships this year. We've the Buckeye Hills Building Trades program. They stepped in. They're re-roofing our dugouts for us at the rec league field.
Oh, you're kidding?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we've been overwhelmed. Really, there's been a lot of people involved.
That is amazing.
Yep.
See, and that's kids helping kids too.
Absolutely. They're learning their trade that they're going to school for, and they're helping other kids out. So, yeah, we're really proud.
That's right. So talk about the Oak Hill Rec League in general. Who's able to participate, and, what age groups and all of that stuff?
Well, we got, there's different divisions of baseball. We got their T-ball age kids. And
that is like so cute.
Oh, yeah. That's usually that's the funnest stage to go watch as an outsider. Coaching that level can be a little trying at times, but that's usually your fun stage. And then we got the 8U level with boys and girls, baseball and softball, then 10U and 12U.
Okay, what does that mean?
Like the 8U, you can't be, if you're as of January 1st, it goes off your age as of January 1st. So if you're 8 years old on January 1st, you can play 8U. But if you're 9, you have to play up to 10U and such.
I see. Okay, so
and it just
it's
keeps
based off of ages. Yeah,
right.
That makes sense.
Right. So, there's a couple year window there where you can play in each division for a couple years as you move up.
I see.
And then football, it's a little different. We have flag football all the way up until 5th and 6th grade, then we start the tackle peewee football at Oak Hill. And then soccer's doing really well this year. It's our second year of having soccer in Oak Hill, and it's really amazing the number of kids we got out for that. It's over 100 kids, I think, for the soccer program.
Crazy. Now, will that be in the fall?
Well, we're actually running a spring league this year.
Oh, you're doing a spring soccer?
Yep, and we're in the process of maybe trying to have a fall league.
Okay.
That's still kind of in the works, but we'll see how this spring league finishes up and then move on with that.
Wow, you guys really are doing a lot.
We're trying. The more involvement, the better.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of that, what kind of folks can you use some folks to help you out along the way?
Oh, yeah. I mean, pretty much any and all help's appreciated. You get a lot of kids involved. I myself, I'm coaching my middle son's 9U or U9 soccer team, and then his 8U baseball team. So, I'm spread kind of thin. So I've got all the volunteers I can get to help out. Sometimes they overlap. So, yeah, any volunteers, we ask them, please, step up, help out, even if it's just kind of keeping them organized in the dugouts or on the sidelines.
It's like herding cats, isn't it?
Sometimes it can be. Sometimes it can be.
No, I love the little T-ball. Then they just run somewhere.
Yeah. Sometimes
I hit it.
Most of the time, not the way they're supposed to run.
No, very cute. So where are the kids playing?
We'll be our home field's there. They're at the Oak Hill Elementary there in Oak Hill.
Okay.
But starting with 8U, our T-ball doesn't travel. It's just we play each other there in town. But starting with 8U through 12U, we'll be playing Jackson. I think Wellston's on the schedule. Webster. I think Beaver has a couple teams.
Starting them early, getting competitive.
And then one of our 12U coaches, I actually mentioned Hamden has a team maybe this year. So I think maybe we're playing them. So there's a lot of local, you do a little traveling, but it's all local,
That's so good.
Yep.
Love that. Okay. All right. So that brings us to why kind of you're here today. And that is, as you can see up on the screen, this stuff is not free and it's not cheap to run these rec leagues.
No, it's not.
And so you're doing a fundraiser.
Yep. We're having a 5K this Saturday. Our baseball rep that I mentioned earlier, Scott Gillen, he kind of put this 5K together for us.
Okay.
There's a lot of people that enjoy that kind of thing, and it's kind of a different fundraiser, So we're having a 5K this Saturday. Registration starts at 9. I think the race starts at 10. We're going to have free food afterwards. As soon as the race is over, I think the food's going to be ready at 11. We'll have at noon, we're going to have meet the teams. All of our baseball and softball teams will be there.
Okay.
They're going to have their jerseys and stuff on. We're going to kind of go through them, introduce them all. And then immediately following meet the teams, we're going to have a 12U exhibition game between our two 12U teams. So, it's kind of a chance for people to come out, show their support, and they can see the work we put into the fields this year, the improvements. So we're trying to get people involved. The more people we can get on board, the better, the more improvements we can make.
Absolutely. And support these kids. I mean, at the end of the day, nothing matters other than the kids, right?
Right. That's why we're doing it.
Yeah. And we need to support them. So, okay, let's talk for a second about where people go. Where do they sign up? Where does this 5K start? All that.
It actually starts and ends there at the elementary, Oak Hill Elementary. Sign-ups will begin at 9
Is that across the street from the high school? I'm confused.
I'm trying to think. I think it's at the end of Boundary Street, I think, is the street that ends into the Oak Hill Elementary. I could be wrong. It's between Boundary and Bingham Street is where the Oak Hill Elementary is.
Okay.
But we'll have the start and stop point there. And then sign-ups begin at 9 a.m. You just sign up in person and be a $25 entry fee to run. And we're going to have cash prizes for the 3 divisions, men's, women's, and kids divisions.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
So, hey, you can win a little bit if you move your butt.
Yeah, you can win a little money. Not going to get rich off of it, but you can make a little money.
Plus just bragging rights.
Right.
Well, cool. All right. So we want everyone to come out, of course, this Saturday, and it'll just be a fun day there in the city or in the village of Oak Hill, because you'll get to meet the kids and the teams, get to see the little exhibition game.
Yep. Meet the kids, see everything we're doing, see that we're actually trying and making things better, get the kids to be proud of their facilities. We got a really nice high school facilities down home. So, we get them to be proud of their little rec league fields, and, they'll be proud all the way through. So
that's right. So, and if anybody has any questions, or maybe they're like, oh, I'm from Oak Hill and I have some time, I would like to help the kids out along the way. Who would they get a hold of?
You can reach out. We have our Facebook page. I think you guys were showing it there a minute ago, the Oak Hill Rec League Incorporated. We keep all updates and announcements and stuff on that. Or, feel free to reach out to any of the board members. We're all on, if you go to our Facebook page, I think we have all of our phone numbers and emails and stuff on there. So
okay.
Reach out to any of us, talk to someone. Someone will get you pointed in the right direction.
It's Oak Hill. It's not that big.
Right.
You can find somebody.
Yep. Someone knows everyone,
That's exactly right. And so you could help out. So here's the deal, too. They are a nonprofit organization. So any donations, any help that you would give, of course, will help with the tax man as well.
Right. Yeah, we're an official nonprofit, so we have our 5013C, I believe is the correct number for that. So any donations can be used for tax purposes. So that makes it easier on the people wanting to sponsor us.
That's right. They'll be happy to give you a receipt or whatever it is that your little accountant needs.
Yep. I think our president, Mr. Heft, I think he's got all that stuff organized. And I know as far as the spring sponsors, he's got a little form he fills out and then sends it to the sponsors. So gives them all the information they need on that.
Yeah. So very good. So help out the kids in Oak Hill. Yep. It's a good thing. And, Saturday, come out, run, walk.
Yeah, it's a run walk. You don't
walk your dog, push the kids. We don't
be scared
care.
to come because you can't run a whole 5K. It's a run walk.
I can't run a whole 5 feet. So
that's more like saying. Me. Yeah. But we'll have food, free food. Well, we will have donation jars set out, if people come in and want to donate money. And I think we're going to end up doing a split the pot during the whole activity. So
see, there you go.
Yeah.
Another opportunity to win some money.
Yeah, you could win money there too. So yeah, we're just trying to get people involved. The more the better. Show the kids that there are people interested in helping them.
And I think that I've always been such a fan of Oak Hill because it is such a tight knit community, mm-hmm. and I feel as if people down there are very, very helpful, mm-hmm. and do love their community and have a lot of pride there. And so step up and do the right thing and help the kids.
Yeah, come on out, enjoy the day. Like I said, come down, check out our improvements we've made, and show the kids that you're there and they got something to be proud of.
That's right. People do care.
Yep, people do care.
Listen, in the junk past couple of years that we've had. Those kids deserve the opportunity to
Yes.
get out and, play sports and be with their friends and blow off some steam. It's been rough for them. It's been rough for all of us, but it's been rough for kids.
Oh yeah, the kids I think are the ones that have suffered more from this whole pandemic. We missed. In the light of things, it's not as important as some of the other things, but they missed a whole year of sports because of it.
Sure.
And as we talked earlier, sports isn't all about being on the field. It's the friendships and the socialization and all that. So.
Right. And just the emotional part of it.
Right.
So yeah, it's really nice to see the kids back out and about. And if you've ever supported it or never have, please make it a point to do it this year. And it's not even just Oak Hill, it's wherever you're living.
Every community has them.
Yeah. Let these kids get out and do what they do.
Yeah. And then Saturday, if you just come down and check it out. You don't have to run, come down, check it out, look around, eat some food. And
hey, speaking of food, what kind of food are we going to have?
I think we're having hamburgers and hot dogs on the grill. I know, I think our president, Mr. Corey Ruby, I think he said he was going to man the grill while the race is going on. So by the time everybody makes it back, we should have food ready to go.
That sounds good. Hey, Corey's going to be our guest here pretty soon. We're going to talk about bees. It's in May, but
he's
we're
a bee
going to talk
man.
about bees.
Yeah.
If he didn't bring me some honey, he's going to be in some serious trouble, by the way.
I'll see if I can put a little plug in for you.
Yeah, you say, I talked to that Jennifer girl, and she is saying you need to bring her some honey. You better. Or I'll call your wife. I will. I'm just kidding. Well, is there anything else while you're here that you would like to tell our viewers?
I think we've covered it all, just like I said, support, come out and support, not just Oak Hill, we'll be playing in Jackson, come up and support the Jackson teams, Wellston, all the local teams, it doesn't have to be in Oak Hill to support them. You come out and watch them, whether you got kids involved or not, just like a high school football game, majority of the people there aren't parents of kids playing. You're just coming to watch it and support them. So ask everyone to do that for us.
And it's fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
You get outside, you get some vitamin D on your face, and you get to support the kids. And why wouldn't you?
Yep.
It's a good time.
Always a good time.
Yep. And if you haven't been to a T-ball game, you should check it out.
Those are always entertaining.
So cute. All right. Well, James, we appreciate you coming in, and best of luck to you in this coming up season. And one other question before you get out of here. Where do kids go to sign up for the different sports and things like that?
Well, we usually, this year where we've kind of reorganized, it's always been in-person signups before. But through our Facebook page and stuff, we've had announcements. You can actually go online and sign up.
Okay,
you can go on. There's an online sign up form, or we still have in-person signups. So
okay.
But if you follow our Facebook page, we'll always have links on there, posting the dates and all that stuff, and where the in-person signups will be. So just go like our Facebook page, and it'll keep you up to date.
That's right. And not only will it keep you up to date on that, but just what the kids are doing in general.
Yep.
So
I'm sure once baseball season starts flowing along, we'll have game pictures and stuff on there. So I think we've got a few field improvement pictures on there right now. People want to go on there and check it out and see what we're doing to the field. So
there you go. And that's a whole job in itself, right?
Yes. And we've had a lot of, I was telling those guys over at the radio, we got some dirt donated to us. We got some dirt put on the field this year. The kids doing the dugouts. I mean, we've got a lot of good people stepping in and helping. That makes it a lot easier.
Love that. All right. Well, best of luck to you. Jeremiah's over there pushing the buttons today. Do we have any questions or anything before he gets out of here?
I don't think so, Jen.
Okay.
I think we're good.
He's like, what button do I push just to answer her?
I had to think about it a second.
James leaves us and we're just kind of clueless, aren't we? Hey, we got it. We got it. No problem.
We do okay.
Oh, yeah, we do. Okay. Jeremiah, not only is he very good at what he does, multimedia wise, he is now pushing all the buttons here.
Producer man.
Yes, producer man. All right. Well, James, we'll let you get out of here for the day. Thank you so much for hanging with us this morning and, filling us in on what's going on down in Oak Hill.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. Like I said, just trying to get the word out, and appreciate every opportunity we get to spread the word about the kids. So
absolutely.
Thank you guys.
You come back and see us anytime you have anything to let our viewers know.
I sure will.
And you tell Corey that I expect honey when he comes in.
I'll make a text as soon as I leave here.
Okay. Tell him that. All right. Well, let's head over to the weather forecast. And then we have a couple of special videos coming up. And So today is like the pretty day of the week, but enjoy it early because we are going to have some possibilities of some serious thunder boomers hanging out this afternoon. So today, partly cloudy, highs around 83, lows of 49 overnight tonight. There are some thunderstorms in the forecast for tonight. So if you do have some work to do outside, it's going to be lovely, but make sure you get it done fairly early. All right. And then tomorrow on Tuesday, partly cloudy, no rain in the forecast the rest of the week though, which is good, but highs tomorrow only of 60, about 60 on Wednesday, 60 on Thursday. And then, hey, Saturday and Sunday with the 70s, I'll take that. That's not too bad with no rain and maybe some sunshine. So that sounds like a good thing. All right. So Jeremiah is over there.
I'm over here. You can't see me, but you can hear me.
You can't see him. But you went out and did a lot of cool stuff over the weekend, covered some neat things. So could you fill our viewers in on what you did? And then we have some videos too to show them. And then Pete's going to come in and talk about the news.
Yeah, so we're gonna wing it until Pete can make it in here.
Yeah.
I'm not fancy like James, and I don't know how to walk over there and join you without running the system from over here. So we're gonna stick right here with the mic, and like you were saying, I covered a lot of stuff over the weekend.
Yeah.
We're gonna start with something that I covered earlier in the week, last week.
Okay.
On Tuesday, I covered a ribbon cutting at Circle M Meats.
Oh yes, they did a big expansion out there.
They did. It was really nice. It's a newer business there in Scioto Township, and the Jackson Area Chamber of Commerce was out there, and we have some photos I'll put on the screen here for you guys to see the ribbon cutting.
Oh, there it is.
This was some stuff Pete was going to talk about, but I know about it, so we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about it. So there in the center, you have... let's see. You have Circle M Meats manager Anita Good, Circle M Meats co-owners Tammy and Wayne Mercer. They're cutting the ribbon, and this was held on Tuesday, April 19th. And they're joined by folks from the Jackson Area Chamber of Commerce, and you also had a bunch of local government leaders were present there as well.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun.
Now, can you mention Circle M Meats? So Circle M Farms has been out there for quite some time.
Yes.
And that's out on 776.
Right.
And, they had, feed and all your supplies, farming supplies, basically. So this is a whole different business. Can you kind of tell people about that? Because there may be a lot of people that don't even know.
Sure. Yeah. So this is located in front of where the feed and supply store is.
Okay.
Off of 776. The address out there is 7365 State Route 776. And the Circle M Meats is a family owned and operated by Wayne and Tammy Mercer.
Mm-hmm.
It has a retail storefront and deli. Now that opened to customers last year at the end of June 2021.
Okay.
Just 2 months later, in August 2021, the husband and wife duo opened a new meat processing facility as well. So they're able to butcher and process all their own meats out there and then resell it up front too.
Okay.
So they offer that to the community. But altogether, the Circle M Meats is a fully functional process facility and deli. So that evening I was out there. You can see here this is Wayne Mercer giving a tour, and he's in the unloading area for that. Right now they do beef and hogs, so they do.
Okay.
That's what they butcher. But
do you have a picture of that?
This.
It's not up there.
Oh, I forgot to publish it. I'm sorry. Here you go.
There we go.
There it is. I forgot to click the button.
That's okay.
All right. So this is Wayne Mercer, and he's showing the unloading area there at Circle M Meats. This is behind the backside of the new processing facility that opened in August.
Okay.
And you have some folks from the chamber there taking a tour. And we also have, here's a photo of Tammy Mercer, and she's in the area where they, this is where they cut the meats, is where we're at in here.
Gotcha.
And she was showing how clean it was and everything. But it's really nice out there. But the tour was a part of a business after hours event that was held. There was also some food. I wish I would have grabbed. Well, you can see it in the video. I have a video that I'll put on the screen here in a second.
Okay.
But you were asking about a little more about why she wanted to open this, and she kind of told those on the tour that she got tired of being told no. So instead of being told no all the time about getting meat butchered and processed, she's like, I'm just going to open my own. And
I gotcha.
That's what she did.
Because I think a lot of people don't understand that Circle M raises some very, really, really high quality steers and meat out there themselves. And if you ever go to the county fair and look at the champions and grand champions, there's pretty much a Blake Mercer there constantly. So, I could see where that would be frustrating for them, knowing the quality that they produce, that they can't get it done.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and I see Pete's here, but I'll go ahead and play the video that
please.
I mentioned, and we'll put that on the screen now.
Okay.
A newer business in Scioto Township in Jackson County held a ribbon-cutting ceremony on Tuesday, April 19th, in conjunction with the Jackson Area Chamber of Commerce. The ribbon-cutting was held for Circle M Meats, which is located at 7365 State Route 776. Circle M Meats is family-owned and operated by co-owners Wayne and Tammy Mercer.
Hi, I'm Tammy Mercer, and I am the owner of Circle M Meats from Jackson, Ohio. We just opened up a processing plant in August, and we would like to invite everyone out here. We're open Monday through Saturday, 8 to 5:30. You can get your beef and hogs butchered here. We also opened a little deli. The deli is full of Walnut Creek. We are also reselling our beef and pork. We have a freezer full of meat. So if we can help you with your grilling needs, come on out. Thank you.
The same evening as the ribbon cutting, a business after-hours event with food and tours of the business, including the processing facility, was held. The retail storefront and deli business opened its doors to customers at the end of June 2021. Then just 2 months later, in August 2021, the husband-wife duo opened a meat processing facility as well. Altogether, Circle M Meats is a fully functional processing facility and deli. Customers can reach the business by calling 740-988-1000.
That is super cool. And we found Pete.
I'm here.
Pete is here. No, congratulations to the Mercers and the Mercer family for investing. Thank you for investing in our community. And that is a phenomenal facility out there. So.
Right. And, especially for the folks that are in town, it's a little bit of a trip out there, but it is worth the trip without a doubt.
It is. Absolutely.
I know the farm community and certainly that area, very familiar with the Mercers and their farm and what they've done with the feed store. Mm-hmm. But this is a whole different thing.
That's right.
That should be of interest to anybody who likes, to buy the cool things and the meats and all like that.
Well, the thing is, it's always good to know where your food comes from, right? Mm-hmm. And so you can go out there and know that you're getting a great quality and where it comes from, and then it's processed in a very, very nice facility and all of that. So that's really cool.
Yes, yeah, very, very nice. Be sure that you go out and give it a look see, and I have a feeling that if you do, you'll be back.
Yes.
All right. Well, a lot of different news to report, but we're going to start kind of with a developing story.
Okay.
From the law enforcement side.
Late
yesterday afternoon, the Jackson Police Department was called over to the Jackson Motor Inn at 346 Broadway Street.
Okay.
In Jackson, and the manager owner of the motel, Vimal Patel, had found a male inside a parked vehicle on the lot, and he was unresponsive, and the hotel manager thought perhaps even dead.
Okay.
Well, the police came, of course they called the EMS immediately, but the police officers were able to, get in the vehicle, the car, a black car with Georgia plates, and determine that the lone occupant inside, a male, possibly in his 30s, was deceased and had been probably for a little while. It just had not died. So, of course, they didn't need the EMS anymore. There was a little bit of a mystery involved at the beginning because they could not make an immediate identification. Apparently, the hotel manager, owner, couldn't identify.
Didn't know who that person was.
Couldn't identify the male, or couldn't for sure. Also, when they ran the registration for the license plates from Georgia, it came back to a company, a corporation, rather than a person. And of course, it's Sunday, so there was a little bit of lag in getting an ID. And as of late last night, an ID had not been made. Of course, they called the coroner over. That's Dr. Alice Frazier. I talked to her this morning, and they have now made an identification on that body. Now, we cannot tell you the identity because it has not been released to us because they are still in the process of identifying family members.
Yeah.
That probably will be available a little bit later on. Can't say where the person was from or anything like that. However, Dr. Frazier said there doesn't appear to be any sign of foul play. However, it's still right now an undetermined death, and there will be an autopsy done.
No. Okay.
And this attracted a little bit of attention yesterday because, of course, the police officers and whatever, didn't know exactly what they had there. And there weren't some immediate answers as to, why this male was there and how he died.
Sure.
So that investigation is now in the hands of the Jackson County Coroner's Office, and I'm sure we'll know a little bit more later on.
Okay.
All right. Over the weekend, Jennifer, royalty.
Queens and queens.
A lot of royalty. We knew that from what we talked about, on the show on Thursday.
Yes.
We were coming off the Apple Festival, of course, and going right into County Fair royalty, a lot of it.
Yes.
And also Wild Turkey Festival. So we'll kind of break it down. We'll start with the Jackson County Fair royalty. And there were two pageants that were held on Friday and Saturday evenings. On Friday evening, our man, Jeremiah Shaver, was there.
Thank you, Jeremiah.
When they selected the Little Mister and the Little Miss Jackson County Fair for 2022. On the left, that is the young master, Jackson Swackhammer. And on the right is Little Miss Jackson County Fair 2022, Parker Osborne.
Very cute.
The neat thing about this is that Jackson Swackhammer's two older brothers have been Little Mister before him. And
runs in the family.
Little Miss Parker Osborne, her sister, Spencer Osborne, was Little Miss Jackson County Fair last year.
Oh, well,
so how's that for all in the family?
I guess so.
So, the grandparents and parents obviously very busy here, but don't they look very nice there? This was the only pageant that was held on Friday evening.
Okay.
On Saturday evening, we had the rest of it. And, starting with the grade level attendance, grades 3 and 4, grades 5 and 6, grades 7 and 8, grades 9 and 10, 4 different divisions, grade level attendance, all the way to the Queen's pageant, which was the grand finale. And we're going to break it down and look at some of our contestants here. These are the grade level winners in their different divisions. And if you're looking at the picture in the front row there, we have the grades 7 and 8 attendant, Katie Ross. We have the grades 5 and 6 attendant, Nevaeh Hightower. And we have the grades 3 and 4 attendant, Spencer Osborne, who, of course, I told you, she's Parker's sister.
Okay.
She's the grades 3 and 4 attendant. Standing in the back are the 2021 counterparts. You have the grade 7 and 8 attendant from 2021, Grace Callahan. You have the grades 5 and 6 attendant, Addison Daly. She happens to be the daughter of Aaron Daly, of course,
yes.
our 4-H agent. And there on the right is Reagan Farr. She was the grades 3 and 4 attendant for 2021. So those were the winners on the grade level attendance. They had a pageant for each one of them, only it was continuous. They did have an intermission between the grades 7 and 8 and the grades 9 and 10 attendant, and then the Queens. So now we're going to show you, our Jackson County Fair royalty, the big girls, so as to speak.
Okay.
All right. Across the top, across the bottom, seated are the 2022 royalty. The first attendant from Jackson High School, she's a junior, is Olivia Moore. I believe her sister, Allison Moore, was a first attendant too several years ago.
Okay.
All right. In the middle, that is your new queen, Jenna Lewis. And Jenna is the daughter of Will and is the daughter of, let's get this name right. She is the daughter of Will. I don't have it on this list here. She's the daughter of Will and Mrs. Lewis, okay? But anyway, she's right there. She's right there in the middle in the green dress. And then on the right is Ivy Gentry. Jenna, by the way, is also a junior at Jackson High School. And then you have Ivy Gentry, who is a junior at Oak Hill High School. She's the second attendant. And on the far right is the grades 9-10 attendant, Rebecca Shaw, also from Oak Hill High School. I believe she is a freshman. On the back row, you have the 2021 Jackson County Fair royalty. This is one of their last official appearances. You have the first attendant, Mackenzie Lewis, the Queen, Presley Sexton, and the second attendant, Emily Ann Ross. And her and Katie Ross are sisters, by the way.
Okay.
And so this was Jenna Lewis just after she came in and it was announced that she was the queen. I've been at a few Queens contests in my time. It's usually emotional, but I'm not sure I've seen anybody as happy and as thrilled as Jenna was to be crowned a queen. And it was just a great night all the way around, a long night, as you can might imagine, with all the selections. And of course, Angie Eisnagel is the senior fair board representative who puts all this on. She has a lot of help now, but she is definitely the organizer and coordinator. And altogether, she had accepting for the Little Miss and the Little Mister, which was separate, and it was a walk-up type thing. There was no advanced registration for that. You might have called in ahead of time, but you didn't have to.
Sure.
They didn't announce the people who were running for that ahead of time. But of the grade level attendants and then the Queen candidates, there were 25 total candidates.
Wow.
So they haven't been doing the grade level attendance for a really, really long time, but it's becoming very popular.
Great.
So after it was all over, we had a video where I stood up and had the girls sit down, and each of them introduced themselves. We're talking about, the Queen and her two attendants, and they said a little bit about themselves and how they feel about being 2002 Jackson County Fair royalty. So we're going to have Jeremiah run that right now.
All right.
Right. The 2002 Jackson County Fair royalty was chosen tonight in a pageant at the Jackson County Extension Office, and you are looking at that new 2002 Jackson County Fair royalty. From left to right, you have first attendant Olivia Moore, Queen Jenna Lewis, and second attendant Ivy Gentry. We're going to start with Olivia. Introduce yourselves, say who your parents are, your 4-H club, and where you go to school.
Hello, my name is Olivia Moore. I am the daughter of David and Lori Moore. I was just chosen as the Jackson County Fair 2022 first attendant. I go to Jackson High School.
My name is Jenna Lewis. My parents are Will Lewis and Anna Lewis. I am the Jackson County Fair 2022, Jackson County Fair 22 queen. Sorry, not used to it yet. And I go to Jackson High School and I'm 17 years old and I'm in the Highlanders 4-H club.
I could
My
have
name's
did it,
Ivy
but he did it
Gentry.
really
I'm
quick
the
using
daughter of
some program
Sean
on
and
here
Gentry,
before he
and
had
I
to
am the
leave.
2022 Jackson County
We
Fair
could hear him a little
Superintendent.
better.
I am going to be a senior this fall at Oak Hill High School.
All right, and we'll start
That's
back
a
with
great
Olivia.
group of girls.
What does this mean
Those three,
to you
I've
be
got to
fair
work.
royalty?
I
I know
mean,
you've been in 4-H for a long time.
Olivia,
This means so much
I
to me
remember watching her
because
being
so
crowned
much-
as
I
Little
know
Miss.
both of these girls
Like,
came
I've
so
covered
much for
her-
the invitation to try
Yeah,
out for this.
she's been
And
Little
I think
Miss,
that
and I
we're
think
gonna
she's
have
been
a
an
wonderful
attendant in the
evening.
past.
It means absolutely everything to be able to represent my county in
And
this
that
way.
Jenna,
This
I
is
know
something I've
she
been wanting for
tried
a
out
very
for
long
Apple
time.
Queen,
and
but
to
she
get to do it
didn't
with
get
two
on
people that I'm already
board.
really good friends with. It's gonna be absolutely amazing.
All right, got about 15
I am
seconds.
just
and I'll
so
turn you guys back
excited.
on.
This is just unreal. This is my first pageant ever, and I think this is just the perfect group of girls, and we're gonna have a blast.
All right, well, congratulations to all you ladies. They will be officially crowned on the Sunday evening of the first week of the Jackson County Fair. Congratulations again, girls. You are royalty.
Thank you.
They are super pumped and excited, and they are going to do great.
Right. And of course, this was the first time in a while they had done the pageants this early. in recent years, they usually had done them in early June, and
Okay.
this, of course, will give the girls more time to sink in what they're doing, get their
Sure.
wardrobe and accessories all ready for their queenly responsibilities that will take place not only at the Jackson County Fair, but really for the next year. They will be the representatives for the Jackson County Fair, and the crowning ceremony will take place as part of the opening ceremonies at the Jackson County Fair
Yes.
on Sunday, July the 15th, and that is scheduled for 4 o'clock.
And a lot of people don't understand, and we've talked about it here, but the fair court works the fair constantly. They're at all of the shows. They have to pass out ribbons. It's not just all about wearing a pretty dress and riding in a parade. I mean, they are working at the fair. So not only are they doing their own projects, but they're having to represent the fair at the fair and do all of this extra work. So it is a tough responsibility for these girls.
I'm so glad you said that. I mean, it's just more than a glamour thing.
Oh.
Or having it on your resume or a personal attainment or whatever that means a lot to you. It is a lot of responsibility and work. And at the livestock sale every year, these girls are in the ring the whole time. And when they're not in the ring, it's usually because they're getting ready to maybe show their animal or to sell their animal. And so it's a big night.
On top of all of that, yes.
It is a big, big night. Yep. All right. Well, we go 16 miles north to MacArthur. And on this same Saturday night, this past weekend, there was the contest for the 2022 Vinton County Wild Turkey Festival. Queen, they call it the Queen's Scholarship Pageant.
Yes.
And they do it a little bit differently, the Wild Turkey Festival Committee. They have the pageant, and they do, that pageant does decide who the queen is and who the two attendants are, but it is not announced until the Wild Turkey Festival itself. Right. It's Saturday night, May the 7th, when, that's the big day, like the Apple Festival's big day is Saturday, but they have their parade, and immediately after the parade, they have the Queen's announcement and crowning. But we do know who the 9 young ladies were. They were, of course, all dolled up that night. We have their photo to show you. Red Thompson Jr. was up there. Really a gala affair up there in Vinton County. They make it a really nice event with entertainment and presentation of scholarships and all like that. But from left to right, these young ladies are, if you're looking at the picture, these are the 9 contestants. 3 of them, one will be queen and 2 of the others will be attendants. 3 of them will be royalty. From left to right, Ella Clancy, Bailey Williams, Chloe Habron, Ella Graham, Macelyn Montgomery, Caselyn Carty, Jordan Houston, Cassandra Peoples, and Lakin Williams. And so, we wish those young ladies all the best.
That's right.
And they'll be biting their fingernails, I guess, for 2 weeks, right?
I know. It's like almost not fair, is it?
Right. So they'll have a lot to look forward to, and it does lend itself to a lot of suspense heading up to that big evening. All right. Just as an aside from the Wild Turkey Festival, we want to remind you that the royalty members of the Wild Turkey Festival, as well as the Little Miss contestants, are selling turkey drop tickets.
That's right.
For the 37th Annual Wild Turkey Festival, those tickets are $20 each. They're only going to sell a total of 100 tickets for each of the drops. There are multiple drops, so there's lots of tickets available. Every ticket purchase has a chance to win up to $1,000. There are usually 4 or more drops during the festival. Mm-hmm. A 50-50 drawing will also be available. The drops are scheduled on Friday, May the 6th, Saturday, May 7th, and Sunday, May 8th, and they usually try to do them during the entertainment acts, maybe little breaks in there when there might be a crowd there.
Study the turkey. Find out what direction it typically goes.
Right. I don't.
What square does that turkey normally?
I don't think they have to wait a long time. I'm not sure. I am not exactly sure on that.
What happens is a turkey drops like in 3 or 4 squares?
I would hate to be the judge on that. Somebody's got to.
I'll bet there's a scientific method to come up with the winner, but I don't know.
Somebody's got to, as they say, sort it out. All right. Okay. Also, from the criminal justice front, we had another story that we reported in our weekend paper, And at the time that we were, on the air Thursday, of course, we didn't know this because that's when it was occurring. And of course, on Friday we weren't on Main Street TV. But there was a gun incident, a gun-related incident at the Buckeye Hills Career Center on Thursday morning. And now there was no threat made by the student involved who had the gun, the male student who had the gun. However, he was believed to be under the influence, and he voluntarily admitted that he had a firearm, a handgun, in his vehicle out in the parking lot. Well, the authorities went out there. Of course, the Gallia County Sheriffs called in, and there was indeed a firearm, a handgun, in the parked vehicle, which they confiscated. They didn't have to close down school or anything like that. There was no threat. The young man admitted that he had the firearm out there, but he had made no threat against anybody at school or away from school or whatever. So there wasn't any of that element that often is occurred when there is a threat at the school.
Right.
That of course, young man was taken into custody at the time. I want to commend the Buckeye Hills Career Center Superintendent Jamie Nash. I think we've had him on TV before.
He's been here.
He's very, I think he's very progressive, and he's very open about what is happening at the school. Even something like this, he wants it out there. He wants the facts out there. It's not one of those things where you make a call, well, we don't really want to talk about that. That was not a very positive thing through our school or whatever. He wanted the public to know all that happened that, he was able to say, because, of course, it is a law enforcement investigation by the Gallia County Sheriff's Office. All right, as we speak, our associate editor, Phil Buffington, is at work covering an important story. It's down at the James A. Rhodes Airport. And our 6th District Congressman, Bill Johnson, is there right now, or he is if he's running on time, to announce major funding. Now, we broke the story a couple weeks ago, but this is the official announcement and probably some more details. Jackson County engineer, Melissa Miller, who we all know, she's been on TV too, she was able to acquire through Congressman Johnson's office a $457,507 piece of funding. I'm not sure it's technically a grant, but it's funding from the Community Funding Project, which is through the Congress. And all those projects have not been picked yet, but it has already been, the project at the airport has already been identified as a valuable use of taxpayer funding, and it has been awarded, and that is what Congressman Johnson is going to talk about this morning. But this nearly $500,000 will be used to enhance parking and security at the airport.
Yeah, it's pretty wide open down there.
Yes,
if you think about it.
It is. And, being an airport, a lot of open ground out there to begin with. A couple of different ways in, of course, but a couple of those gravel areas where you park, they're gonna be improved with paving.
Great.
And there's going to be some gates that are put up, so it will heighten the security there. And obviously, somebody can't be at the airport all the time, so the security is a very important factor. Also, this past Friday morning, I was out on the road taking pictures because and a lot of people saw this because it's on a busy section of highway. This was on U.S. Route 35, just east of the Broadway Street exit, just outside Jackson. And this box truck was heading eastbound toward Rio Grande, Gallipolis. For whatever reason, it ran off the highway. Jackson State Highway Patrol Post investigated it. The driver was not injured.
Thank goodness.
Had the EMS at the scene, but was not injured. He was charged with failure to control. Do not know the root cause of the accident. It did happen at about 4:30. It was
very foggy.
It was very foggy, and it happened at 4:30 in the morning. And as I said, it's just east of the exit, so they did not say that he was coming off the exit. But it was just after the exit if you're heading east there on that 4-lane highway.
A lot of deer traffic through there too. It could be
right. A lot of
foggy, people swerve to miss something. Who knows?
Right. It very, very well possible there. But the accident actually happened at 4:10 a.m. A lot of people didn't see it, of course, until the fog lifted until daylight was and whatever. I think I took this picture about 8:30.
Yeah.
And of course, when you have a big box truck like that, it takes an effort to get it moved.
Yeah. You don't just
the
pick it up and move it.
The tow truck guy was there ready to go to work when I was there. Of course, we already know all about the Circle M.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're going to go north to some stories from Vinton County to tell you about.
Okay.
At the most recent meeting of the Vinton County Local Board of Education, the board approved a roof replacement project, or a partial roof replacement project, at the district office. The district office, there it is. Many people should recognize it, even if you're not from Vinton County. That is the old high school.
Okay.
That was the high school from 1913, I think, to 2000, when they built the new high school out on the highway, US Route 50. That's on High Street in MacArthur, and it serves a couple purposes now. It is the district office. That's where the superintendent and central administration is. That's also where the MacArthur branch of the University of Rio Grande is. They call it the Rio Grande Center.
Okay.
It's also there as well. But on a part of the building, they're going to have to do a roof replacement project. The gymnasium part of the building, which I think is the part you're seeing right there, is used extensively all year round, especially during basketball season for youth basketball.
Oh, okay.
It's a very important community facility, and so they are going to put money into replacing the roof there. That came out of the most recent meeting of the Vinton County Local Board of Education, Red Thompson Jr. covering that beat. All right, also at MacArthur Council, they gave a fond farewell to their former police chief, Tom Heaton. He is on the left. On the right, if you're looking at the picture, that is MacArthur Mayor Steve Hammond. They gave a nice certificate to Thomas Heaton. He left in very high regard to take a job with the Hocking County Sheriff's Office, just up the road there on 93. And he is being replaced by the former chief, Matt Kite, who left to take a job with the Gallia County court system. He's decided to come back and be the police chief. This was really a double salute and farewell. Although we don't have her in the picture, Canine Zara was honored.
Aww.
Canine Zara is Captain Heaton's, former police chief Heaton's canine partner.
Yes.
When he was just a regular guy on the force, he became, one of the drug dog handlers, and he had the dog for a number of years. And what happens, they don't separate the dog handler and the dog. The dog always goes with the handler, so he will be going to Hocking County. She will be going to Hocking County.
She's done some really good things. I mean, she's really, I think we had a story not too long ago where she caught the bad guy.
Right. Zara's probably had her picture in more than any police officer on the MacArthur Police Department.
Yes.
All right. So anyway, that another positive story there. And the MacArthur Village Council at their most recent meeting wanted to make their esteem for both man and dog official. All right, this evening, the Jackson City Council will have a Police, Fire, and Traffic Committee meeting at 6 o'clock, followed by their regular Jackson City Council meeting. We talked about it last week on TV. This is about discussing a possible traffic study. Now, I will tell you, no decision going into this evening has been made to have it, but I know that the several on council have expressed that they think that there is a need for it and that would be a good thing. Now, it will cost some money. An initial estimate was $17,000 plus a volume thing where it's an increaser depending on how much you do. But what it would do is a professional traffic consultant or firm that does traffic consulting would do traffic counts and all that jazz to determine whether the traffic control measures that are in place at certain intersections, certain places are correct.
Right.
This could be putting a traffic light in. It could be getting rid of a traffic light. It could be one-way street. It could be parking, all those things. And, of course, council and administration would not be required to do what the traffic study says. It's just with the experts saying what it should be. And don't know how long this would take, but tonight, at 6 o'clock, the Police, Fire, Traffic Committee, which is really the NTAR Council, the way council does it now, all the councilmen could or should be there.
Okay.
They will discuss not only whether to do the traffic study and, maybe get an estimate on how much it costs, but decide maybe what should be studied. That is a major step because you want to be able to tell them, look at this intersection, look at this traffic light or whatever. You don't want them to have to figure that out on themselves being from the outside.
Right.
So, and plus you don't want them to look at everything. That would be very, very expensive.
A
So
lot.
that's one of the things that probably will be done in this 1 hour meeting or up to a 1 hour meeting before the regular council meeting, decide what should be studied.
Okay.
I know that there has been talk on council and with the administration that some folks think there's traffic lights places where they don't need to be anymore. So I know that's part of what they're going to look at. Also, of course, what has been in the news lately at Jackson City Council meetings is that intersection at Bridge and State Street, where at least a temporary change had to be made because one of the traffic lights, there were 3 traffic lights there. One got knocked out. It affected all 3 because of synchronization.
Right.
So now they're at that intersection. What they have is they have one stop sign on the southwest side of the Bridge Street intersection, and now it is one way for westbound traffic.
Yes.
So
if you've driven that way forever, it is a little confusing.
Right, you can't
Just slow down.
If you're on Bridge Street heading to the Straight Street intersection, what you can't do anymore is go straight on Bridge Street.
Right.
On Bridge Street, you can come the other way because it's one way eastbound. And if you're on State Street, you can no longer make a right on the bridge. Some folks who live on the other side of Bridge Street, on that southwest side, are unhappy with the one-way thing because, they have to go around. It's not convenient for them.
Yeah.
And Gerald Entler, he has been dogged trying to get the city to look at this again.
Yeah.
He's been to 3 different meetings, and one time he brought a petition with 31 names. Now, right now, during discussion, they feel that they're inclined to believe that the new traffic thing is better than what it was before. They did it because they had to. They had to come up with some temporary thing.
Yeah.
And the police chief feels that the traffic there's been no wrecks there since then, and the traffic there is flowing a little bit better because there's no traffic lights.
Okay.
And this is helping, Chief Brent Hinch says, it is helping with people coming off the side streets like there at Pearl Street and at Water Street. There's not a line of traffic stopped at a traffic light.
Yeah, I never did understand the traffic light. I don't know, going on from Bridge onto State Street.
Right.
It's like you should just be able to keep going.
Exactly. So, it's not an easy thing to figure out what the best way is. And sometimes you don't realize that one way doesn't work until you give it a try.
Right.
So we'll see what happens there. I presume that one of the things, if they do go ahead with that traffic study, will be that intersection. They'll be looking at that intersection. All right. At 10:30 this morning, so, if you have a young child in the Wellston area, you might want to take advantage of this. The Sylvester Memorial Wellston Public Library is having a story time, and it's a very special story time at 9:30 because the author, Wellston High School alumna.
Is it 9:30 or 10:30?
It's 10:30.
Okay.
Peggy Patterson Williams will be there to read her latest children's book. She is a children's book author.
Okay.
She's had at least 2. I don't know whether this is 3 or not, but it's called Like a Turtle Loves His Shell. Mm-hmm. And she will be reading that book or part of that book to the children that are there. Our own Alex Shope, who does a lot of great desk work for me, a great volume man, but he's also a very talented reporter as well. He's going to be out there to cover that and meet her, write about her. Very proud of her career and what she's done. It's been away from Wellston. I believe she lives in the Newark area now or somewhere, east of Columbus, but she's coming back home to read to the local children this morning. And that's coming up. Later on, we're going to be reporting on this. We'll get the details on this. But remember, the Benton County High School Band was at Disney World just a couple weeks ago. Well, this week, the Wellston Marching Rockets are going.
Fun.
I believe that they are going in the middle of this week. Not sure how long they'll be there, but certainly we'll be covering that. This week is spring cleanup week in Jackson. That means that during your regular garbage time, whether it's Monday through Friday, you can set out things that you normally wouldn't set out. More than just garbage or trash. Yes. Things that you can't set out. We'll say what you can't set out. You can't set out paint cans, hazardous chemicals, tires, or construction materials. If you set out things like furnitures, mattress, upholstered furniture, they must be wrapped up and sealed in plastic. This is the 1 week where you can get rid of that stuff, put a lot of stuff out of those things I've mentioned, and you're not going to be billed extra. It is a service of the city.
That's
this
right.
1 week.
Very
Spring
cool.
cleanup week in Jackson. Highway projects in Jackson County. Remember the roadside rest there in the western part of the county. Traffic restricted on one or both sides of the highway during that project, which will go all summer. They're putting in a deceleration lane and an acceleration lane to make that safer coming in and out of that roadside rest. Also, a resurfacing project is starting on part of State Route 279 between 139 and the intersection of State Route 93. That's on the south end of the county, 279, a main thoroughfare there. They're going to be paving that stretch of highway, and that's going to be taking place really from now through well into the summer. So you can look for, I don't think the road's going to be closed, but you can definitely look for restricted traffic there. Also, the Oak Hill Union Local Board of Education will be meeting Wednesday. I'm only telling you that. They meet once a month. They were supposed to meet last Wednesday, and they had that meeting postponed. Instead, now it will be this Wednesday at 5:30 at the Oak Hill High School Middle School Library.
Okay.
That's 5:30 p.m. As always, the Telegram covers. We try to cover the council meetings. We try to cover the school board meetings. We cover the commissioners. Try to be there to tell you what's happening. And we will be at that meeting as well. I think our own Jeremiah Shaver will be there.
Jeremiah, man about town. After he pushes the buttons here.
All right, exactly. After he pushes buttons too. All right, on the sports side, we want to tell you that the Jackson Ironmen baseball team won a very big game Friday at Miami Trace. Remember, we've told you that Jackson, Washington Courthouse, and Miami Trace are all very good. Washington Courthouse hung its first loss on Jackson last Wednesday. But then Miami Trace hung a loss on Washington Courthouse on Thursday.
Oh, no.
On Friday, Jackson went to Miami Trace, who was undefeated at the time, and Jackson won 14-3. How do you like 14-3? A big win. I know that was a short bus ride home. I'm sure of that. It's a long one, but it was a short one, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So Jackson has lost only one in the league. Miami Trace has lost one in the league, and Washington Courthouse has lost one in the league. They all got to play each other one more time. And speaking of the Ironmen, they play tonight against another league rival, a conference rival, the Frontier Athletic Conference foe, Greenfield McLean.
If it doesn't thunderstorm.
Yes, if it does, you had to say that.
Sorry.
Game time is 5 o'clock. We should be on the air shortly before 5 o'clock. That will be on 1330, Fox Sports 1330 AM and 105.3 FM. We've also been streaming some of the games. That's gone very well with Rodney Tomlin and James Hamilton. It may or may not happen tonight because, we're still getting organized on that, but we're going to be doing it again for sure.
Yes.
There'll be another game on Wednesday on our broadcast schedule. That's when Jackson plays Hillsborough. The Wellston High School softball team, got to keep mentioning them. They remain undefeated. Won several more games last week. I believe they might be 12-0 now.
Wow.
So congratulations to them as well.
Lots of talented local kids.
All right, there we are. Have you given us the weather yet?
I did.
Okay.
So you missed it, Pete.
All right, okay. So is it supposed to rain this afternoon or not?
It is.
Thunderstorms too?
Yeah.
Well, the thunderstorms.
I hate to tell you that.
The thunder and lightning is a worse enemy than even the rain.
It is.
Because the rule is when you see lightning in the sky, or you hear thunder, I suppose, because one comes with the other, right?
It does.
You have an automatic 30-minute delay then,
Yep.
because they don't want to see anybody get hit by lightning
Well, of
when we're
course
playing
not.
baseball.
As you're holding metal bats and things like that.
Or metal microphones, maybe.
Right, correct that too.
All right. So there you are, Jennifer. That's the news as we know it.
Well, thank you so much, Pete. And we appreciate you, of course, always spending your morning with us because you're always full of it.
Right. Well, and I tell you, speaking of full of it,
yes.
Our Saturday edition of the Telegram had 16 pages in there. I counted them because I was responsible for them, along with the staff, 69 local stories in there.
Wow.
69.
You go.
So things are going on, and it's in the Telegram, all right?
You got it.
And if you haven't checked it out, you should. That's all I'm going to say.
Yes.
All
Listen
right.
to what Pete Wilson says. He's a wise man. All right. Have a great day. We appreciate you so much for tuning in. And we will be back here tomorrow with, Ryan Pelletier will be here tomorrow. And we'll be talking about stuff like that.
Right.
He does.
Right. And
I think we were talking about the fire department.
Yeah, I'd say
I think he has his fire department hat on tomorrow.
I think he does, because there is a levy for the Wellston Fire Department that is on the ballot.
Okay.
So, we'll talk more about the election there later in the week when we talk again, when we're scheduled again to talk about the news. And
Very
I
good.
shouldn't have done this, but I did. My slip today was I couldn't remember Anna Lewis's name. I know Anna very well. She is one of the elves of the Wellston for the Wellston
right.
Santa Claus float. She's right up to, she makes that happen.
Yep.
Her father was big in that. And so
Yes.
she continues to do that. And my guess is that Queen Jenna has helped with that too.
So you're exactly
It's a
right.
family affair. So anyway, congratulations, to all of them, to the family and so forth. Because, you have to feel that the parents, it's almost as big a thing for them as it is for the girls.
You've got it. You've got it. All right. Well, have a wonderful day, everyone. Enjoy some sunshine, maybe some rain this afternoon, but that's all right. We'll see you right back here tomorrow. Bye-bye.